how did you like the Twizy?
I loved it. It was so easy to drive, it was fun, it's cute, it's small. Had a great time driving around Budapest. I highly recommend everyone to get movie rent, and you can find them in Erzsébet Square.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. So today I want to give a speech about electric cars is better than a petrol cars and why we need to switch to these electric cars. For the video clip just now, that is an example of electric cars that has been used by the other countries. That is interesting, right? So let's begin our speech. We all know that the petrol cars are the best option for now because of its widespread use and easy to get in the market. Lately, we often hear about the use of the electric car has been widely used by the big countries like China, United States, France, Belgium, and many more, and has been used by the big manufacturing companies like Tesla, Volvo, and Jaguar. The question is our country ready to switch to this hybrid car or electric car instead of using a petrol cars? So today, I would like to encourage you why electric cars are better than a petrol cars. There are many reasons why an electric car is better than a petrol cars. The first one is better for our environment. The second one is can save our money and time. And the last one can reduce the oil production and consumption. Many of our society believe that this electric car is inconvenient and not worth buying because of its price is quite expensive than the other petrol cars. But today I will prove why we need to switch or change to these electric cars like other countries. For example, China, United States, France, and many more. My first main point is better for our environment. Nowadays, our environment is getting worse and many habitats are destroyed due to the irresponsibility human action. Example, emission from the factories and car emission containing gases that can lead to the ozone depletion, such as carbon monoxide. This can be proven by the data that I have obtained. From the data, we can see that the transportation is the first rank gas emission, and we can imagine how the ozone layer is getting worse because of the high gas emission. So, if we switch to electric cars, this problem can be reduced and can give a benefit to our environment. At the same time, we can also save the ozone layer from further depletion. The reason why we need to stop the ozone layer further depletion is because it can cause a lot of health problems such as skin cancer, cataracts, and immune system. This is the current data about the skin cancer that caused by the depletion of ozone layer at United States. Another problem that occurs due to the depletion of the ozone layer is the climate change. The global warming caused by the increase of the carbon dioxide and the carbon monoxide. This is due to the high burning of fossil fuels of vehicles. This is the example of problem occurs. The first one is the rate of the water evaporation increase and the soil moisture decrease. The second one is the melting of ice at north and south poles and causing a rising sea level. And the last one is the destruction of the habitats due to the heat. Another reason why you should consider to change from the petrol cars to the electric cars is because it can give you a benefit which is can save our money and time. This hybrid car or electric car is able to save our money and time. The reason why I said that is because if we change to the electric cars, we no need to go to the petrol station anymore to refill our car. It can help those who are busy with the work. Other than that, we can charge only at home and no need to go to the petrol station to refill our car and wait long and waste a lot of time to refill our car. Because of that, we can do the other activities instead of going to the petrol station. Okay, let's watch this video about how we can charge only at home.
How and where you actually connect the cable to the car depends on what car you've got. The e-Golf, for instance, plugs in actually where the conventional fuel filler is, like that. However, on a Renault Zoe or a Nissan Leaf, it's at the front of the car, so it does vary quite a bit. Plug the other end into the charge point and give it a moment for the charge to start. If all is well, there will be a light that probably turns green or blue next to the connection on your car. On the e-Golf, it's a little green LED light. On the Zoe, it pulses blue. You get the picture. Another good way to check that your car is charging properly is to see if the charge duration remaining is showing on the dash. Every electric car does this when it's charging, but the screen often goes off after a few minutes, so don't be alarmed if it's not showing when you look. just hit the car's start button, don't worry, that won't stop the charge and it should come up on the screen again.
Now we can see that the cost of living is increasing over time. This can give a big problem and concern for the middle 40 and 40 and the bottom B40 groups. This is because the lifestyle of this group is just ordinary. M40 and the B40 is referring to the middle 40% and the bottom 40%. The household income for the both group are from RM 2,500 to RM 10,000 ringgit. We only need to buy this car only once, but we'll get the benefits until any time. By switching to the electric cars, we can educate people to save money from always having to refuel after running out. Next, our country is the oil producer. However, our country is still dependent on the other countries that have more oil and have to pay to them with a high price. Now I will prove how switching the electric cars can help to reduce the oil production and consumption. Petroleum is the main sources of energy in the country. Petroleum also has various uses such as transportation, industry, and in domestic electricity. Petroleum also have a use to the produce for daily life such as a cosmetic product, rubber, and pesticide. Therefore, if we switch to the electric car, we can reduce the oil production and the consumption. Other than that, if we no longer use the petroleum as a fuel, we can produce other petroleum-based products, for example, gasoline, kerosene, and pesticide for the agriculture. The increase in the petroleum consumption leads to the harm to the health, environment, national debt, which is because we must have to pay the high prices to get oil and we still dependent to the foreign countries, to the foreign oil. Another reason why we should change to the electric cars is because it can give a benefit to our country, which is our country able to reduce the oil import from the foreign countries like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Vietnam, and many more. We also no need to depend on the world oil prices anymore because we only use the electric, and we also can become one of the largest oil producers in the world because we have been able to reduce the oil import from the abroad. I have persuaded you to consider and change to the electric cars instead of using the petrol cars. So I want to highlight my 3 main points, which is the first one is better for our environment, the second one is can save our money and time, and the last one can reduce the oil production and consumption. Now we can see that the electric cars are very helpful and can give a benefit in our daily life, and as well as good for the environment, habitats, and our country. From the George Bernard Shaw, he was an Irish playwright, critic, and a political activist from the Western, said that progress is impossible without change. And those who cannot change their mind cannot change anything. From the quote I said earlier, change is a good thing, and change also sometimes can give a big impact in our life. So let's change to the electric cars. Thank you very much.